We've talked about a lot of the good and the fun and the parts you love.
Yeah.
What are the difficulties of
Mm.
of what you deal with in your role?
I mean, it is so we're going through a moment. I think the performing arts in general are all struggling to figure out what is our way forward. I mean, I think this was happening before the pandemic. The pandemic just kind of illuminated some of the issues. And a lot of it is resources. I think for smaller regional theaters that we absolutely depend on for creative work, many of them are struggling. So those of you that are listening and are in communities that have regional theaters, please support them.
Yeah.
That is where new work happens, especially in the theater. But I mean, your small music venues, your small artists that are, trying to figure out their way forward. That's where the support needs to be because the resources, everything is so much more expensive to produce and to create. And so we're trying to figure out how do we balance that real costs. People deserve to be paid a living wage in our industry.
Yep.
I'm not disputing that. Like that has to happen, but also everything else is more expensive and the ticket price can only be so much.
Yeah.
And you don't want to price out everybody so that it's just now someone who makes, six figures is able to afford going to the theater. Like that is not the future we want.
Yep.
But we're in that moment and we have to figure out how we're going to move forward together and solve these real issues just around attainability and the economy of it all.
Yeah.
So that's a moment that I watch and I'm struggling with because we certainly at the Morrison Center the promoters that we work with are setting ticket prices based on what they need to be able to do to make it work.
Yep.
So we help them with that, but we're not setting those ticket prices. So then we also do our own programming where we do get to set our ticket prices so that we can maybe make something a little more affordable. So if someone can't afford Broadway, we have a show that we're bringing in that's very high quality, but we're setting the price a little lower.
Yeah.
And the money that we do make on Broadway, we reinvest back into these shows for community, for, how do we champion the local arts groups that are in our community? How do we make sure that people are coming to see the incredible work that they're doing on our stages? So we do make money off of Broadway. That is true. I don't feel bad about that.
Yep.
That is important
because
it allows us to reinvest not only back into the building. She's 40 years old.
Yep.
She looks really good,
Yep.
but she, there's more that needs to happen to keep it state of the art for the next, 50, 60 years that we hope she survives.
Yeah.
So this is all the things that I think about. These are the things that are hard.
Yeah.
I think there's so much that's changing so rapidly. I think about how the entertainment landscape is changing in general. And some of the things that I pay attention to is, for instance, Netflix. I keep bringing Netflix up, but they're just something that's, they're very cool, but they're also very scary because they're very big. So what are they doing? They're doing a lot of things right. So for instance, I think everybody's really worried that the theater release in those theaters that's going to go away as an American pastime, that people are going to go and watch something in a movie theater. And yes, that's very sad if that does go away. But I do think it's probably already been happening for a while. People have their attention spans have shifted, things have shifted, or the theater releases itself needs to be more of an event that makes it feel special, which I think they're starting to realize how to do. So I don't think it'll end, but I think it will change. And there may be some theaters that close, and we could see that happen. But I watch Netflix because they are seeing an opportunity in the live market. So they've got a show on Broadway right now, Stranger Things, The First Shadow, which I've seen, which is absolutely wild. And I haven't finished the 5th season yet, for those of you who are Stranger Things fans, so don't tell me. But I know a little bit because I saw the Broadway show. But so they're already in the live space. So after the 5th season now released, their box office for that show has gone through the roof.
Wow.
So they see the connection there.
Yep.
I don't know if you know, but they've started Netflix houses. They've opened 2. This is really crazy. They've opened them in shopping malls.
No,
So
I do not know this.
yes, so King of Prussia in Pennsylvania. I
Wow.
used to live in Pennsylvania, so I know very well. So this huge, giant, you know, I don't even know how big it is, but total retail, all
Wow.
the stores. So some of those big stores have closed.
Yep.
So now you've got these big open spaces.
Yep.
So Netflix comes in and they're like, hey, we're going to take over where, you know, Kmart used to be or whatever that was there. And they are taking their IP, their properties, Stranger Things, Squid Games, all these incredible shows that people love. And now they can go to the Netflix house and have an immersive experience. There's food and beverage there. So it's like a mini Disneyland.
Wow.
Where you get to play a role. You get to not only, it's not a passive experience.
Yep.
It's, I am walking through the Squid Games. I've never seen that show, so I don't know what that's
Yep.
like. But
Yep.
or I'm walking into straight the Upside Down.
Yep.
Or I'm, Wednesday and I get to experience what that's like in this spooky world. So brilliant.
Yeah.
Really, really super smart. Very small footprint when you compare it to Disneyland or you compare it to Universal Studios. So much more scalable.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the cost to to build that out is not a Disneyland.
It's not a Disneyland. There's no rides
Yep.
necessarily. It's an immersive experience.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see where they go next. I know they'll be in Texas, so they're in Dallas. They open one there, and I don't know what's next. But I find that really fascinating. And then are they going to do another show on Broadway? What is that going to look like? So I find that really interesting.
I didn't know that. That
Yeah.
is very interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're ever in Pennsylvania or in Texas, in the Dallas
Wow.
area, go check out a Netflix house. It's very similar to, have you heard of Meow Wolf?
Yes.
So it's, in my mind, it feels like a very similar experience, except just based on their popular shows,
Yeah.
as opposed to Meow Wolf really doing some innovative
Yeah.
artist work.
Wow.
That's more
yeah,
off
I
the
could
wall.
really see, I could see that being something that scales. People always, again, back to, I mean, maybe even to the entertainment at your guys' space, right? People like going to unique things.
Yes.
Unique shows. They want to go to a museum. They want to go to a theme park.
Yeah.
This idea of how else can you put on live experiences where and in a scenario like what you're saying Netflix built out, right? It's around something that so many people love. They are bought into it. They feel a part of it, but there's never been anywhere to go in person.
Yeah.
I think any type of live experience like that has so much potential.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where we go with that, because I think the more people will find ways to surprise folks, the better.
Yep.
And I think that I'm here for it. I
Yeah.
love that kind of stuff.